All right, guys. So we're heading to Santa Fe, Williamsburg. Bro, what the fuck, man? Let's go, Wei Fong! Fucking Wei Fong. We secured the bag though. All right, let's see what we got here. Santa Fe breakfast burrito, sausage. All right, let's break this down. I'm looking at the anatomy of this thing. You know, we've got your scrambled eggs. Looks like some ground sausage mixed in with some hatch green chili. Tater Tots also mixed in there, and some cheddar cheese. Pretty basic, but you know, pretty damn good in my opinion. You know, probably one of the better Mexican food items in Williamsburg, I think. But yeah, that's it. The Santa Fe breakfast burrito and sausage. But as usual, we gotta eat this thing. That's what happens when you let the burrito sit in that little warming incubator. Still fire, but definitely could have done without the condensation inside the wrapper. So another thing about this burrito is it's 12 bucks. Pretty hefty for a burger that comes out of an incubator, but you know, in my opinion, when these things do come out fresh in the morning, they're fire. They're worth the 12 bucks. Definitely not trying to get people to not go to fucking Santa Fe. Please go to Santa Fe, support your local businesses. But, you know, I don't live in Williamsburg anymore. So I gotta make this at home. The best part is that there's stuff that's missing from it. Add it, you know, it's your burrito. Speaking of, let's make our own. All right, cool. So step number one, we've gathered all our materials today to make our Southwestern style breakfast burrito. Starting with our Southwestern style Santa Fe green chili, sour cream, white onion, cilantro, tater tots, some sliced Monterey Jack. You can use shredded if you have it, or shred your own. It's up to you. Today we're just gonna be using sliced. I'll tell you why later. 3 eggs, our protein, which is some black forest bacon we prepped for the week. I didn't have sausage, but you know, any protein you'd want. And lastly, our tortillas. These are chef's quality. You could use, you know, what I would prefer is Sonoran style tortillas. I think those are the best if you can find them here in New York City. Those are kind of tough to find. California, you're good. But yeah, that's all we got today, and let's make our own. All right, so step number 2, we're gonna make our basic pico, or our Mexican relish, whatever you wanna call it, and we're gonna start with dicing our onion. Followed by our cilantro. Just gonna wanna tighten this up. Give this a little mix, and then transfer this to a container. All right, cool. And we got our basic pico, Mexican relish. Throw it in the fridge. All right, cool. For step number 3, we're gonna prep our tortilla. We've got our tortilla here on some paper towel over a plate. You'll see why later. It's just easy to slide off once it's done in the microwave, but really just gonna line our tortilla with some Monterey Jack cheese, Chipotle style, so that we get cheese in every bite.
You like it with a lot of cheese?
Yes.
You could use shredded cheese if you want, if you have it, but to be honest, I just got to get rid of this, and I don't have a block of cheese to shred. So yeah, cheese up your tortilla, and then I'm just gonna set this in the microwave so that when I'm ready to heat it up, it's ready to go. All right, for step number 4, we got our frozen tater tots here. We're gonna preheat our oven for about 350 and throw them in after the oven's been preheated for about 8 minutes. If you don't have an air fryer, you could use a microwave or, you know, fry them in a stovetop or whatever, but you're just gonna wanna set them aside and then heat them up later if anything. But yeah, that's it for step number 4. For step number 5, we're gonna scramble our eggs. First thing we're gonna do is crack our eggs into a bowl. Discard the shells. And then we're gonna whisk them up. Make sure all the yolks are broken. All right, then we're gonna cut like a tablespoon of butter. Then in a warm pan, you're gonna add your butter, a little bit of olive oil, followed by your eggs. So now what you're gonna wanna do is move your eggs around until you start to see some ribbons form. It's up to you how done you want your eggs. I like mine a little custardy still, as opposed to well done. All right, these look done. Sick. Turn this off. All right, now we're gonna heat up our tortilla in the microwave for like 25 seconds.
You did that in 25 seconds.
T-minus 25 seconds.
Down in 25 seconds.
There are now 25 seconds to self-destruct.
Sick, we've got our tortilla. We just microwaved it for 25 seconds. The cheese isn't completely melted, but don't worry about that. Like, the warmth from the hot eggs will melt the rest. Just gonna slide this off like that so that we can start building. Now we're gonna take our eggs, layer those on to the cheese. Cool. Followed by our tots. All right, next is our bacon. We're just gonna heat that up with this torch. You don't need to microwave it, but if you have a microwave, if you don't have a torch, you can do that too. We're just gonna deactivate the fat in the bacon. Followed by our green chili. I want a generous amount of that. Lastly, our sour cream. I like sour cream, so I actually put a few dollops on there. Cool. Now let's roll this thing up. Then we're gonna grab the torch, texturize this thing. Sick. This is kind of unnecessary, you don't need to do this, but I just kind of like not getting my hands all fucking nasty. Cut this thing in half and then see what we got. And that's a wrap, our Santa Fe breakfast burrito. All right, today we got Pico hot sauce. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong. Let me know if I did in the comments. Pico mas. Yeah, that's fire. Wow. I just saved 12 bucks, 12 bucks, 12 bucks. Shout out Santa Fe. Ooh. Santa Fe. Lastly, guys, do me a favor. If you enjoyed this content, found any value in it at all, you know, whether that's entertainment or anything you learn, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Yeesh. Bing bong. So like a dumbass, I forgot the cilantro. It's never too late. Because, you know, you can always add it afterwards. Don't forget the cilantro. I'm not perfect.